Wow, that's an awesome idea. I've actually been thinking about something similar because I hate to see all that good food go to waste. I think your idea is great and I love that you are putting your mind to work to solve this problem. It sounds like it will be very useful for people to be able to find that food, and I know you can make it happen.
It's a terrible idea. These supermarkets will just throw their food away anyway. Even if it's free, no one would want that stuff. They need to find other ways of raising money.
I think the idea is great, but I think we need to refine it a bit. I'm worried that if we don't give people something to do with the food they find, they might end up throwing it away themselves. I'm thinking about something like, you get to pick out one item for free, which is a great idea because it's more fun for the customers and it also keeps the supermarkets from wasting food.
I think we should call it Food Expired but Still Delicious app. I also think that we should position it as a social experiment and sell it as a web series on YouTube. I also think that we should make a trailer for it and a Facebook page. I also think that we should do an AMA on Reddit. I also think that we should do an AMA on a popular website. I also think that we should do an AMA on a popular website which is a sub of another popular website. Yeah, I think we should do that.
I think that this app would be awesome because we are always going to supermarkets and buying food, and each week we are throwing away food. We could make this app that would let people come and get free food and they wouldn't have to worry about paying for it.
I think it's a great idea because so many people are trying to save money on their food bills. But why would a supermarket give away their food? I don't think people would take it. I think they would think it's not safe to eat.
Thanks for asking us. I like the idea, but it is a bit confusing. It would be better if you showed related concepts on the same page. But I like the idea of showing lots of concepts.
I think it's a bad idea. It's not intuitive enough. You have to have a lot of related concepts. The user will have to read a lot before they get to the actual topic they want. You won't be able to get to the bottom of the topic with just one click, like you can on Wikipedia.
I like the idea of it. I think the maps are great and I love the idea to link them to a site. However, I would like to suggest a slight change to the design. On the maps, I would like to see it more like a metro map where it shows all the stations in a circle.
This is a great idea, but it needs its own distinct branding. We should make a website called conceptworld.com, which is a map of concepts. I could make a video that explains this website and how it works. It's a great idea.
Well, I think that this is quite a nice idea, but here and there you should add some more functionality. And there should be a more complex search, not always one search field. Other than that, I like the idea.
I think this might be useful for users. And this is something you can get funding for. It's a startup. I think you should do it.
That's a great idea. I think it will be a huge success if we can educate people in a way that is fun, informative and relatable. I think this will be a great way to get people interested in the technology that powers AI, and we can also leverage the data we generate to further improve the technology.
It's boring to scroll through articles on a mobile app. On TikTok, the user gets a quick glimpse of what the article is about and can then decide whether to read or skip it. Also, people won't actually read something on TikTok. They'll just skim it and move on. I don't think it'll work.
I love it. It's so great. I think adding a little more sex appeal would make it perfect. Maybe the persona can be a bit more like those silly bots on Tinder that try to be funny and clever. You know the ones. I think the two of us can come up with a killer persona together.
That's a good idea. To make money from this, we'll need to target the millennial demographic to reach the widest customer base.
I see this being a spin-off from our current app. We have a daily feed and the user can tap on an AI persona. The AI persona will then say a quote about the topic of the day. The user can then tap the quote and it will give them the source of the quote and a link to the Wikipedia page. Then they can also use our comment section to interact with other users. We can monetize this by using our current app's ad revenue.
The name should be something like How To or OnGo or even WikiGo. It should be a catchy, short name. The logo should be a sort of a rainbow-colored explosion of different icons and shapes, but it has to be immediately recognizable as a single brand. The app should be available on the App Store, Google Play, and it should work offline on both platforms.
I think that sounds great. I like that we're working on a new project that's in our computing skill set and not just making a new 2D platformer. But I don't think we should limit ourselves to just 3D objects. I think we should also add an inventory system, and use some of the money to hire someone to do the art.
I think the idea is a bad one, Bob. I'm going to work on the project for a week, and then I'll give you feedback on why I think it's a bad idea. But, I can tell you now, I think it's a bad idea because of X, Y, and Z reasons. I can't tell you why I think it's a bad idea, but I can tell you why I think it's a bad idea.
I like your idea, but I think we should add a crafting system. The player should be able to, for example, turn a tree into a table by describing it, and saying they want to build a table. The crafting system should also include other players, so you can have a friend build something for you, or go to each other's houses to see what they have built. Also, some players might not have a lot of building skills, and you should be able to hire NPCs to build things for you. I think that would be a nice addition.
I like the idea, but I think the AI isn't ready yet. Also, I am not sure that such a game will be successful. And there are a lot of similar games. But I think that with a good marketing campaign we can get enough people playing and in the end, profits will roll in. What do you all think?
I see a 3D world. The user can rotate the camera. He moves forward. On the left side we see a little hill. On top of this hill is a small box. It has a lid on top. On the right side we see a round bush. It has some leaves. And there is a small board near the bush. It has a small fence. The fence has a gate. The gate is closed. The user can open the gate. Behind the gate is a small path. It leads to a small house. The house has a window. On the right side of the window is a small table. The table has a small plate on it. The plate has a small cake on it. The user can take tea.
I think it's a great idea. I think we should call it Threed. I want a social network for players to share their worlds with each other.